Hey guys, Alex here. Today I'm going to be bringing you some more Halo 5 gameplay. This is from the beta as always. I'm going to bring you as much Halo 5 as I possibly can throughout the beta as well as afterwards, depending on how much footage and how much I want to talk about. So right here we're playing on Truth. This is week 2 right now, but I was playing this in week 1 where we had Truth and Empire as well as Assault Rifle and Magnum loadouts. Throughout this gameplay I'm going to be talking about subtle and not so subtle differences they made to the game. So some things that you kind of pick up on, you're like, hey, that's new, that's pretty cool, and then some things that are completely new to Halo, which is just like, are you serious, you actually did that? Now there is obviously a ton of things everyone already knows about, but I want to point out some things that people mightn't have noticed, and it took me a while to catch on too. But the subtle differences are mainly audio cues, which is something I really do enjoy about this game, especially considering I wear an Astro headset. So for me, the audio of a game really helps with multiplayer, really helps me immerse myself into that, and really helps me enjoy the multiplayer a hell of a lot more. Because I personally hate playing multiplayer or any type of game through speakers. I always prefer having headset on just through better sound quality, as well as it keeps my ears warm. So moving on, we're going to go onto the shields. Now something that's always been in Halo is the fact that when your shield breaks, you can hear it. You can hear the crack of your shield, and that's always been an audio cue. So the reason for having a HUD is a heads-up display. And so when you're looking at it, you can visually see everything that's happening. So you can see, like right here, you can see my grenades, my weapons, my radar, you can see my health as well as my shield. But in Halo 5, the audio cues are a lot louder, so now you can really hear when your shield breaks. You can hear when your shield gets hit. Little beeps come out every time you get hit with any type of gun. So now not only can you hear your shield break, you can hear how many shots you've taken if you've been hit with a DMR or a BR. You can also hear the recharge delay, the loud beeping noise before the shield starts to recharge. You can hear the shield recharge to the very top and then a very loud beep once it's finished, so you know when to re-enter combat. Although these noises have always been in all the other Halos, these have been changed for Halo 5, as well as the volume has been amped up quite a bit so you can really hear it now and you can depend on it, which is a very nice thing. Something else they've changed is with the sprint. Now you have your kind of casual sprint and then you have your full velocity sprint, and that is when you can do the shoulder charge. As you see here, I have my HUD and then the shoulder charge pops up when I get to maximum velocity, and that lets me see that I can now shoulder charge. But not only can you see it, you can now hear it. A noise kind of beeps when you get to the point where you can shoulder charge. So even if you're not looking at your HUD or your cursor, which you probably should, you can still hear it, you still get the audio cue, which is something I like. It's very subtle, but I do thoroughly enjoy it. Something they've added with kills is now they've brought back from Halo CE the hitmarker sounds. There's little beeps every time you get a hitmarker, and I really do enjoy this. A lot of people are frustrated and annoyed by this, and although I do think they should have an option to be able to turn this off in the main menu, or in the settings, I do think that this is a lot of help for a lot of people, because I like to know when I get hits. I know you have hit markers and you can visually see them, but I like to hear it as well because it makes me kind of happy. Something else you get that makes me very happy is the kill sounds. You even get a different kind of beep every time you get a kill, which in my opinion is brilliant, because I know you get the score pop up and you get the generic kill medal or the headshot medal or something like that, but I also like to hear it as well as see it. And one of the final subtle differences you get is with the ground pound. Whenever you jump and charge it up, you can hear if it's charging from pretty far away. So if you're around a corner or if they're above you, you can hear them. As well as with the cursor that you get, if it's white, you can hear it charge all the way. If it's red, there's a different kind of noise at the end, so you know when they failed and you know when to continue going, which is very helpful. And to mix all of these audio cues in, they've also made it so you can hear your teammates' audio cues. So not only can you hear their shields break, you can hear when it's going to recharge. You can hear when your enemies is recharging, or when theirs has just broken, even if you're around the corner and you can't visually see them, which is pretty cool. As well as mixing all that in, one of the big game changers they've made is they've added the AI of your teammates to be able to do callouts. And it's not just I'm getting hit or anything like that. They're actual competitive, reliable callouts that relate to where they are on the map or where the enemy is on the map. So even if your teammates are terrible, that can help you out a huge amount, because even if they're not using a mic and if they're semi-decent, their AI can still do callouts for them, which is pretty handy, and most of the time it's better than the callouts they would have given on their own. In my opinion, the next big game changer is the shield cooldown meter. I know what you're thinking. What shield cooldown meter? What are you on about, Alex? And it took me a very long time to actually see it, and when I noticed it I was like, holy shit, that's a cooldown meter to your shield, that is so cool. And when your shield gets hit in any capacity or any amount of damage, your little white line above your shield starts going down, And it's a cooldown meter for your shield, and in my opinion, it is a big game changer, because most of the time you have to count, like as you see there, the little white line going all the way down, and then your shield will recharge. Most of the time you'd either have to count or just rely on your shield recharging at some point, and you wouldn't know exactly when you're able to keep moving or keep going into the next engagement. And this way, it allows me to not rely on myself as much as a computer telling me, right, you got this many seconds until you're ready to go. And especially in this game, considering your shield doesn't recharge while you're sprinting, so you know how long it will take before you can start sprinting again, or when you shouldn't sprint, because most of the time I'll be there ready to sprint, and the meter would almost be finished, and I'd start sprinting, and I'd push the recharge all the way back to the top. So it's very handy in my opinion, and in my opinion it is a very big game changer. The next thing that I'm going to talk about, everyone knows about, and I can guarantee everybody, including myself, take them for granted every single game. And if they're ever taken away, people would just be lost without them, or at least I would. And that is Hitmarkers. 343 brought Hitmarkers in on Halo 4, and in my opinion, it was by far the best decision they made to bring into a new Halo game. Was Hitmarkers, because they just tell you when you've hit a guy. Now you have an audio cue and a visual cue, so it's very handy. Even going back to play Halo Reach or Halo 3. I don't know how I even play that game at the beginning without hit markers. I'm just so used to knowing exactly when I've hit them with every single shot and not knowing if he's a 4-shot or a 5-shot. So, although it's not something new, I am absolutely delighted that they brought that back in Halo 5. The next thing I can guarantee all of you guys probably felt the second you played the game was the lack of auto-aim in pretty much every gun except for the sniper. I think they've buffed that in auto-aim actually, because like, I'm getting headshots out the wazoo, and I think it's a little bit powerful, so maybe take the auto-aim off of that as well. But auto-aim is almost non-existent in this game, and I personally love it. It really brings in a skill factor, so you know when someone out BRs you, or out DMRs you, or even out assault rifles you, you know he was on point and he did better than you in that instance, and it's a great feeling in my opinion. I'm really happy that they took auto-aim out, or at least lessened it by a huge amount, because it just makes the game feel more competitive and it helps towards the competitive aspect of Halo 5. And while we're on the subject of a competitive Halo 5, I'm going to run through the final two really quickly because we're actually out of time. We're on the carnage report now. The first one being Thruster. They brought in thrust packs, they brought them back from Halo 4, they got rid of all those other shitty ones like Promethean Vision and the Invis. I hated those, and I'm happy that the thrusters are balanced. And the final one is no more fucking loadouts. I am so happy that the BR and the DMR and the light rifle are all map pickups. It makes the game so much more balanced, and that's what they should have done in Halo 4, and I think that's would have made Halo 4 a little bit better. And all of these subtle and not so subtle differences has given me huge hope for Halo and huge hope for 343. So I hope you guys agree with me. If you do or don't, tell me in the comment section below. Tell me what you really like about Halo 5 right now, even what you don't like about Halo 5. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, please leave a like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.